I, I had to rush that one real fast. Okay. I haven't seen very many. I haven't seen very many, but man, you got the nicest pair of knockers I've seen. Zero comment for that. In fact, I am not even going to touch that. Absolutely not. I am not touching that with even the biggest traffic light, traffic pole, fat people breathes in. What is with you and my damn knockers tonight? Oh my god. Okay, I'll get to the topic in a second, but first let me grab my subjects. There's topics and then there's subjects. Let me grab the subjects. Knickers, yeah, I know. I did not do that on purpose. That was purely autocorrect. But yeah, what I guess I could also ask, what's with you and my knickers? God. Hey, it's the knicker. Well, how about next time get yourself a board that can handle the neutron style? Later. God. That didn't even technically happen on stream, and that was a moment. Freddy Fazbear as a Homelander. I'll watch that momentarily. Okay, I'm not going to watch that right this second. Just let me get the subject of tonight ready. So I'll only take a minute. Okay. But yeah, I saw the Homelander. I saw the Homelander Freddy Fazbear. I'll watch that shortly. Not gonna watch it right this second, but shortly. Alright, Sylv does not appear to be showing up yet. But, Homelander is a furry. Honestly, I don't even know jack shit about the boys, but that would not surprise me. Okay, I guess before we get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's episode, two things. Number one, because I do have to be asked, or I do, let me try that again. I do have to be nice. How's your day been, audience? Other than wanting to beat your stepmom senseless with a chair. I don't know. How's your day been? I'm okay. Same. I haven't really had anything really of note happen. Nothing really of note. Just okay. I mean, yeah. Just okay is a big mood. I guess I should also give a little update on He Who Remains. It's been a couple days. In fact, it's been 2 days since his grand return. Though a lot of world building. That's nice. Anyway, I guess I should give a little update on He Who Remains. Let's just refer to him as that, because he's no longer He Who Shall Not Be Named. It's He Who Remains now. Anyway, I guess I'll give a little update on He Who Remains about 2 days in to his big return. I already noticed this when he came back, but he's been but I actually brought it up to him. He's been pretty antisocial lately. He's not I mean, I get it's been a few months, but he's not his usual energetic self, because he was pretty energetic, if you recall. He seems much more subdued, which I do like, but, like, not only does he seem more subdued, which that is a good thing, but he seems more wary, more cautious. Like, I don't know. Like, willing to reunite with some old friends, so not overly cautious, but still kind of nervous, is the vibe that I'm getting. We need him to join. He doesn't express any current interest. But, I don't know. I can't really put the vibe that I'm getting into words, but he seems kind of nervous. About what? I don't know, but something is up. I can't tell what is up, but something is up. Especially because I think it was yesterday I asked, he said past 2 months, quote unquote, his head has been spinning. And I asked, has it been that bad? And, I was being nice when I say this, do you feel comfortable telling me what happened? And he said no. He said it politely, but he said I don't feel comfortable. Nervous to ruin. That's what I'm thinking, but that's what I'm thinking is the case. But when I asked, how have these 2 months been? Do you feel comfortable telling me? He said it politely, but he said I don't feel comfortable telling you. But he did say, yeah, it's been that bad. Now, I don't know what happened that I missed, because he says 2 months, but something happened that has gotten to him. And I kind of wish he would tell me what it is, but I don't want to come off pushy or forceful. I would really hate to. But I've noticed this, and it's leaving me a little worried. I don't know. But there's the life update. Now let's get the good times rolling. Okay. Anyway, let's get the good times rolling. So, suggested last night, video game movies. Now, I've seen way more than the few movies that I'm about to list, but I decided to twist that, and instead I'm going to make this a video game movie tier list, for myself anyway. If you don't agree with any of my rankings, Sorry, my brain is just fried right now. I woke up relatively early, but anyway. But anyway, what I was going to say. I've seen more than the few movies I'm going to list in terms of video game movies, but video game movie tier list. Now, video games in general. Oh, wait. Mortal Kombat Annihilation should be dead last if you've seen it or not. Noted. Anyway, but now, I've seen more, without repeating myself another 5 times, I've seen more than the movies that I'm going to list here, but I'm going to narrow it down to these few. So stuff like the Resident Evil movies, I have not seen. I've seen one of the Mortal Kombats, but I have not seen all of them. I haven't seen the Street Fighter movie, though I do have a copy of it in my possession that I've been meaning to get to. But yeah, I'm just going to narrow it down to these few movies. And I'm going to just basically give a little tier list in order, yeah. So, the movies I'm going to narrow it down to are Mortal Kombat 2021. I don't have a copy of it, but I watched it on HBO Max. Although it is one of those enjoyable if you make fun of it the whole time. My kind of movie. Anyway. Now, the movies I'm going to narrow this down to are Mortal Kombat 2021. I don't have a copy of it, but I watched it on HBO Max, or whatever they want to be called this week. Sonic 1 and 2, paired together. Mario 1993 and 2023, and Five Nights at Freddy's. Those are the movies I'm going to narrow this tier list down to. Again, I've seen more than those movies, but yeah, these are the ones I'll be primarily focusing on. So yeah, let's start. Alright, I'm not gonna go... Okay, I'm trying to think. Do I go through these? I kind of don't want to start in tier list order, but I kind of don't want to start in release. Okay, I'll just start with the newest one that I would have seen. In release order, but still the newest I would have seen. So I guess we're gonna work backwards and then develop the tier list from there. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's. Never played any of the games, not any of the fan games, not any of the official, but I've never played the games, never dabbled in the merch side of things. And although I may have said a lot of things in the past that would imply that I hate Five Nights at Freddy's, I actually don't. I have nothing against any fans of the franchise. I have nothing against the franchise itself. Yeah. But yeah, Night Freddy 5 at. Night Freddy 5 at. Let's go with that. I don't know why I love how my Wi-Fi on the iPad is working just fine, but on my phone it's like, no you don't. Anyway, let's get back on track. This is alright, in release order, this is the newest that I've seen. Now again, as somebody who is not super clued into... I mean, yeah, I've heard, like, the lore from you, the audience, but I don't know, like, every single little tidbit, but would I call this not just a good video game movie, but would I call this a good adaptation of the source material? Yes and no. simultaneously. Yes, because I do think it gets the general atmosphere right. That kind of familiar childhood, but also eerie and ominous kind of vibe. And I just think it gets the atmosphere of the setting right. But, and also the set design and practical effects were really good. Sure, there are a few scenes where I personally think the animatronics look a little cheap, but it doesn't distract from the movie. It's only like a few shots to me where they look like that, but yeah. But yeah. But it's a good adaptation in that sense. But I would also say it's not a good adaptation in the sense that there's also just a ton of discrepancies. Oh. Hang on. Okay, this seems to be your tier list. Sonic 1, 2020, Super Mario, 2023, Sonic 2, 2022, Mortal Kombat, 1993, Mortal Kombat, 2021, FNAF, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Stay tuned for my ranking. Anyway, but it's also not a good adaptation in the sense that, from what I've been told, because I wouldn't know any of this myself, but from what I've been told, there's a lot of just discrepancies and inaccuracies. And a conversation that I had with my sister and you earlier kind of brought this up, but they seem to be doing a lot of hoop jumping and cartwheels to basically act like Mike and William are just not. FNAF is more of an adaptation of the books than the games. Which, I mean, is kind of neat as somebody who's never read the books, but it's also... Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of neat, but it's like, why not just go for the games? But anyway. But back on track here, but what I've been told, there's a lot of discrepancies, a lot of inaccuracies. I don't know. I don't know. But do I still... Oh, yeah. Do I still enjoy the movie? Hard to say. I go through phases where, like, sometimes I'm like, I like this movie, and then other times I'm like, it could have been so much better. And I'm not a fan of FNAF. I don't hate it, but I'm also not a fan. But I am very much a casual. Although I feel like that status is going to change come January 2025. Anyway, but there was your Cat in the Hat Universal Studios moment. But I think my biggest problem with this movie has nothing to do with... Oh, wait. No offense towards the books, but, like, the game version is the version. Five Nights at Freddy's isn't a book series, it's a game series. That's like basing a Sonic film on a manga, which would be cool. Fun fact, they actually did announce a new Sonic manga, but I'll talk about that later. I'm just going to drop that bombshell and then move on. But anyway, I think my biggest issue with Five Nights at Freddy's is nothing to do with the movie itself, like the plot or the tone or anything. It's... okay. It's a case of, I presume, studio meddling. Now, it was rumored, and by rumored I mean when tickets went up for sale at various theaters. They had the run time for the film listed. What did I miss? We're giving our video game movie tier list. But hi, Sylv. Glad you could stop by. But you didn't miss much. Just video game movie tier list. Anyway, we were specifically talking about Fart Fred at not. He had just seen. I don't believe in tier lists. Fair enough. I'm still going to continue anyway, despite your lack of belief in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Anyway, my biggest issue with Five Nights at Freddy's, I feel, is, I guess, studio meddling. When tickets went up for sale, Detective Pikachu was special. I completely forgot to mention Detective Pikachu. So I guess I'll work that one in, but... Okay. I guess I'll work that one in, but, yeah. Being the last movie I saw pre-COVID. I think that was a lot of people's last movie pre-COVID. Shadow's cool. Anyway, let's get back on topic. But Five Nights at Freddy's, when the tickets went up for sale at various theaters, the runtime of the film, post-COVID, was Sonic 2. I would say post-COVID was mid-2022. Sonic 2 was just barely tail end of the COVID era. But anyway, back on track. When tickets first went up for sale for Five Nights at Freddy's, the runtime was listed at various theaters as being 3 hours. Now, obviously that was a placeholder runtime because... I'm not trying to sound insulting when I say this. I don't mean for it to be. But no way that the first movie in this franchise would have been that long. Shadow is just the I'm Sonic but faster gimmick. Hottest of takes, but yeah. Anyway, but no way in hell that the first movie in the franchise would have been 3 hours long. That's like sequel material. But the more stuff started to get revealed, the more stuff started to add up. I'm not trying to sound sarcastic, but I'll take your word for it. But Fred Fart. Okay, but the more stuff started to get revealed, the more stuff started to add up. Suddenly, referring to Shadow, he's cool, but yeah, he's extremely overrated. I'm sorry to any Shadow fans. Overrated, but still really cool. I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to Shadow. Like, I think Shadow can be a really, really, really cool character. And truth be told, I probably will be one of those idiots in the theater with Sonic 3 where I'm like, oh my god, but even I will agree Shadow is perhaps a bit overrated. Okay, I'm going to take this shirt off because it's getting a little hot and toasty in here. In case you couldn't tell, it's August. It's the month of the Mexicans. Okay. Has gone from impossible to just difficult. I need Shadow to have his guns back. Listen, I would hope... Okay, let me rephrase that. I think asking the Sonic movie crew to give Shadow his guns is too much to ask for. But can we give Shadow some other really cool, really... Yeah. I would say that, but that's wishful thinking. But can we give Shadow another, like, really cool weapon in the films? I would have said hard, but then dirty thoughts would have. Yeah. Anyway. But can we give Shadow some other really cool weapon? Or they sensitive about gun? Yeah. Notice that in the first Sonic movie, you know, they weren't afraid to give Shadow an anime. Yes! Yes! Oh god, yes please. Actually, give okay, I don't give a shit how dumb this would be. Give Shadow, like, the Blue Beetle sword, whatever it was called. I don't know what it was called, but give Shadow, like, the Blue Beetle kind of sword. Shadow the Hedgehog, the game was, to me, a 6.5 out of 10. It's nowhere near. Yeah, I do agree, it's not that bad. Anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's get back on track. But then a lot of stuff started to become so much more apparent. People were noticing there were many scenes and many shots in the trailers that were not in the movie. There were behind-the-scenes materials that featured seemingly deleted scenes. That one video from the set released of them dancing to Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, I do agree. I mean, I've never played the multiplayer mode, but yeah, agree. But yeah, it's very clear, while I don't think 3 out, they still, and that's the thing, they still haven't released the deleted scenes. But, yeah, I'd give a 9, not gonna lie, yeah. Again, that would require me to play the multiplayer for you to fully agree, but unfortunately I don't have anyone close by. But I'd get hanged for praising the game. Yeah, you would. But anyway, while I don't think 3 hours was the intended runtime, it's very clear Universal cut some stuff down. It's very clear. Maybe not 3 hours, but I think this movie might have been closer to like 2 hours, 2.5, not quite 3. I would not watch a 3-hour movie that's not in. Oh, you're going to be real excited for a future episode. You're going to be real excited for a future episode, because one of these days I will talk a 3-hour movie that's not Endgame. And I will have a lot to say. Ha! The Batman was 3 hours, and that was fantastic. I still haven't watched The Batman. Me personally, I just can't sit through long movies. That is fair. I mean, one of my favorite movies is 3 hours and 11 minutes long, but I don't know. If you ask me what I prefer, sitting through one 3-hour movie or multiple movies over 3 hours, I'm going to pick multiple. I need constant attention span. Oogaligan! That was the moment of all time. Okay, how much battery? Okay, anyway. But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna put it... Okay. I'm gonna put it at the low spot of the tier list. I have never went to the bathroom during a movie. I don't go to the bathroom during movies. Oh, so we're all on the same page for once. Looks like we all three have some fucked up bathroom habits. I've done before and after one, same. Anyway, but I'm going to put Five Nights at Freddy's at the bottom of... I missed the part, but that's my problem. Anyway, I'm going to put Five Nights at Freddy's at the low part, at the lower end of my tier list. Okay, next. Oh, this one. Well, you know what? I don't have a copy of it, so I'm just going to throw it in here. I have seen Mortal Kombat 2021. I would say it was better than Five Nights at Freddy's in that it felt a bit less messy, and it didn't feel like anything was cut or removed. But by the way, I'm not ignoring all of you people. I do see everything you're saying about bathrooms. God, I just went into like nervous shutdown mode there. You could hear my voice start to just whoop. I just said directing. I never shit in public bathrooms because public toilet paper feels so bad. Reject public bathrooms. Embrace shitting yourself. Funnily enough, that is not the most out-of-pocket thing I have ever said on this show. Anyway, alright. Next on the tier list, I don't have a copy of it, but I'm going to put Mortal Kombat 2021, embrace holding it in. Don't let it slip. Okay, I don't have a copy of it, but Mortal Kombat 2021. You could argue it's kind of on the same level of quality as Five Nights at Freddy's here, but I'd say it's better in that it doesn't embrace holding. Why in God's name am I just in a cuckold with everyone? I don't get it. Oh my God, like, I swear to God, anybody that could either riz me up or get in a cuckold is. Even those who are doing it ironically. Yeah. So, pretend I have a copy of it, but there goes Mortal Kombat 2021. Oh, now this one's tricky. This one's really tricky. Oh, my beloved. My beloved. Mario 1993. Listen, I treasure Sonic 1 more, but I just love the batshit insanity that is Super Mario Bros. 1993. Sonic 1 is the better movie, but this one's just so batshit. I hated it when it first released, but it's grown. I've always loved it, but my love has only grown stronger over the years. If Sonic 1 ends up in the goddamn Criterion Collection, you know who to blame. I was forced to watch Street Fighter 1994 the other day, and I wanted to fucking die. Wow. Anyway. But I love the batshit insanity of Mario 1993. But it is not a good movie. Well, I take it back. It's not a good Mario movie. In fact, it's not a good adaptation. But if you look at it as, he even admitted, based. Anyway, I don't know much of anything about Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Goddamn. Anyway, but it's not a good adaptation. But if you look at it as a standalone thing, like pretend the Super Mario Bros. Games don't exist, and it's just this that exists. Well, I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's very fun. And yeah, I think that sums it up best. Stupid, but fun. He's good when he doesn't speak much. His best movie was Kung Fu Panda 2 because he mostly grunted. I should try to land a role on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where my only character trait is that I'm a cokehead in the corner of the bar who just snorted everything and only speaks in hallucinogenic rants. He was Master Croc. Jean-Claude Van Croc. That was tough. Well, thanks for the clarification, numbnuts. I feel like a dummy, but yeah, I know you were talking, anyway. But yeah, Mario 1993. Oh, it kind of pains me. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know much about Jean-Claude as an actor. I've seen Kung Fu Panda 2, but other than that, no, nothing. But I'll put Mario 1993 above Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, yeah, that is good that he's self-aware. But I'll put Super Mario 1993 above Five Nights at Freddy's and above Mortal Kombat. Okay. These next two on my little tier list are a bit tricky. Next two on the tier list. Oh, wait. Fine for the novelty. Wait. Jean-Claude. Okay. I see your clip and I will watch it momentarily. Please be patient. Anyway, alright, the next two say what Jean-Claude was the inspiration God damn it. Jean-Claude was the inspiration for Johnny Cage in the MK games. I've never played Mortal Kombat. Anyway, say what Miyamoto said about Mario 19. I have to look up the quote. Because okay. Oh, there we go. It failed because it was too much like the games. I just did read. It failed because it was too much like the games. Little does Miyamoto know, he did say, well, I don't need to look it up now because you just said it, but Miyamoto, I don't mean to sound rude, but you weren't thinking when you said that. It's nothing like the games, anyway. Okay, the next two on my little tier list. Oh, bit tricky here. Yeah, I don't think the people making that movie watched it. Jankel, whatever their name was, I don't think Bob Hoskins watched it. I don't think John Leguizamo. I remember when John Leguizamo went on a little baby rant about the new Mario movie because it lacked representation, and I'm like, yeah, Bob Hoskins. Yeah, and I also remember Bob Hoskins almost died while they were making it. Imagine your final thing ever being Super Mario Bros. 1993. Do it all over again. Anyway. Shit, Luigi! We gotta do it all over again. It's one of my favorite YTPs. When you need foundation repair, you want foundation repair, and you'd like to save a lot of money, right? And you'd like to suck a lot of cock, right? Then you should call Sis. Bob broke his hand from a sliding door. I actually did know that. He went on record up until his death saying it was the worst film he did was Super Mario Bros. Both of those are things I already knew. But yeah. Bob hated it, but I'm still convinced that nobody on the production saw the finished product. In fact, I feel like when they did the world premiere that they just sent fucking UPS workers. Anyway, let's not get distracted any further. The next two films on my tier list, oh, this is tricky. Super Mario Bros. 2023 and Sonic 2. Bob is the best. Yeah, Bob Hoskins hated being in that movie, but I do think he was a great Mario. I do think so. Really, I prefer... Okay, I love Chris Pratt, I love Charlie Day, but I would rather have John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins any day of the week. In fact, if Bob Hoskins was still alive... Keyword there. If he was still alive, I would have brought him back if I was on the production. I mean, yeah, Chris Pratt did great, but Bob Hoskins is who I prefer. Now, if you ask me, I really loved Sonic 2 more than the first. Wedding scene aside, the next two on the tier list. this is tricky because both movies are very accurate to their respective games. But both, I feel, yeah, I'll get to that. Both, I feel, have some issues. Okay, I like Mario 2023, but I feel like my problem with it, well, my two problems with it, still liked it though, that is always good. My two problems with missing Morbius. Anyway, my two problems with Mario 2023 are, it feels like it goes by way too fast. Way too fast. Like, I like that it doesn't overstay its welcome. They didn't make like a 2.5 hour epic, but the pacing, it like speeds up and then it just does not let up. I'm not saying it should have been like slow paced and boring, not at all, but in fact, I think a Mario movie makes sense to be fast. Was great, but honestly kind of forgettable. You just took the words out my mouth. Great movie, very fun, but not really that memorable. It's just, you know what? I think that's my problem with it. Mario 1993 may not have been good, and may have been a shit adaptation, but it dared to take things in a different direction, and because of that, I think it was really fun. And people still talk about it to this very day. It's developed a cult following kind of separate from the games. This movie was talked about for like 2 months, and then kind of got like a mini resurgence. It just doesn't have the it factor. That makes sense, but anyway. And then it kind of got like a mini resurgence on TikTok once it came out on Blu-ray. And then once it made $1 billion, everyone just kind of moved on. Yeah. Yeah, that's my thing with it. I think that's why I prefer the original Mario movie. Like, it's not a great movie, but it took risks. It took things in a different direction. It took deviations. And because of that, I think it was more interesting. This movie feels like Illumination had, or this movie feels like Nintendo had snipers on Illumination. Basically, damn near ensuring it was as picture perfect as possible. Which is a good thing, but in turn, it kind of just leads to a movie that's like too perfect. In my opinion, okay, Sonic wasn't great, but you gotta commend it for trying. Sonic wasn't great. Yes, commend it for trying something different. Anyway, but this movie I feel is too perfect. Great. At least Mario 1993 wanted to be its own thing. Honestly, it does have some things in common with the games. There's a website that points out dozens of freeze frame bonuses. We call those Easter eggs, but yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm going to put it above. Actually, I feel like this spot on my tier list could be interchangeable. I feel Mario 1993 could be above MK 2021, but I feel it could also be above Mario 1993. I don't know. It's a huge 50-50. Sonic, maybe Miyamoto was honest. Yeah, I think he was, actually, now that we have this discussion. Okay, now the next movie on my tier list, Sonic 2. Great, great movie. Improves a lot of little problems with the first movie. But again, while I do really love Sonic 2, again, I think it has some flaws. It's a great bad movie. I do agree. Anyway, again, Sonic 2, great movie, but I do think it has some flaws. And no, those flaws are not the following letters in the alphabet: WEDDING. No, those flaws relate to the pacing of the movie. Much like Mario 1990, or much like Super Mario 2023, this movie has kind of messy pacing. It's like the first 20 minutes, you're thrown right into the action, which is really good. That's a great thing. But it does not like take a minute to like slow down. You don't get much of a chance to really catch up on these characters. It's like, okay, you already know who these fuckheads are, so let's just get into it. Anyway, let's just do it 15 times over again. And then just out of the blue, oh, hey, we're going to Rachel's wedding. But they don't really make much of an effort to set up the wedding at all. It just kind of happens. Only because I hate Bruno Mars. Michelle Pfeiffer. Anyway, but my mom thought Bruno Mars was black. Anyway, but she thought that until very recently. But anyway, but like the first 20 minutes feel like they go by. Yeah, I do agree there. But anyway, now I cannot blame you. But anyway, the first 20 minutes feel like they go by just in a blur. And then it feels like, you know, after the first 20... Hire Zack Snyder for Sonic 4. No. My apologies. Anyway, I was directing that to you, Sylv, when I said my apologies. But anyway, I would hate to miscolor people. But anyway, Sonic 2, the first 20 minutes feel like they go by way too fast. Like, hilariously appropriate read. I did read. Bruno Mars is red because he lives on Mars, dummy. Anyway. But he would just force religious themes into it. I should find a way to throw a Christ parallel into one of my films. And make Sonic some edgy bastard. No, that's the thing. Sonic would be crucified. It would be Deadpool and Wolverine, where he finds crucified Wolverine. Is just... You gotta be the one person who has ever said that. Directing that to you, Sylv. Oh god, yep, here comes the arguing. Oh, yep. Mom, the gay nerds are fighting. Just sit back and watch the show. Well, anyway, but Sonic 2. I'm not going to argue today. You believe your story, I'll believe mine. I have not seen much of Martin Scorsese's work, but that was some fucking Scorsese-level dialogue. Jesus fuck. But as a film, Zach's version was fantastic. Overly long, though, I will say. Did Zach's need to be 4 hours? No! But again, let's not argue. Anyway, but Sonic 2. The first 20 minutes feel like they go by way too fast. And only at like the 20... As a Justice League film, I think... Okay. As a Justice League film, I don't think Zach's vision was right. Yeah. Sylph's having a stroke. Anyway, but only at like the 22-minute mark does Sonic 2's pacing get a little bit better. But then once you get to Siberia, it just starts to drag. And like it's a great movie. It's very fun. Ezra Oh my god. Yeah, Ezra Miller, Mr. Baby Microwave himself. Unfortunately, I don't have that thing's Battle of the Opinions. Oh boy. Anyway, but Sonic 2, but once it gets to Siberia, it starts to drag. And then, I mean, yeah, that is true. No, Ezra Miller, I do believe in the philosophy of some people just want to watch the world burn, but just stop. Anyway, but it starts to drag once it gets to Siberia. And then, yeah, that makes sense. And then once it gets to the wedding, oh god, they are lucky, and I mean lucky, that Rachel's actress is genuinely funny, because otherwise the wedding shit would actually be 100% insufferable. Again, they are just lucky that Rachel's why did I say that? Rachel's actress, not voice actress. This is live action. I'm stupid. The wedding scenes kind of spoil the film. I agree. Just because he is a good actor doesn't mean he's a good person. Yeah. Or they. Whatever that piece of garbage is, I like Rachel in general. You were the one person to say that. She was funny. Yeah. Listen, I don't want like a 6-episode Paramount Plus series about Rachel. But can we get like a Paramount Plus short, like a 10-15 minute just day in the life of her, just her being funny, pretty please? I would love that. No, again, not like a full series, not, but as a side character. Same thing with Wade. Yeah. But yeah, Sonic 2, I'm going to put, if they make an Amy series and it's mainly about Rachel, don't jinx it, I would scream. Yeah. Now if we remove Rachel from the equation, I do like how in 2 it made it more clear that Longclaw died. Yeah, the first movie left that very ambiguous. Like, okay, the first movie made it very ambiguous what happened to Longclaw. Yeah, so like, you know what, I feel like, because in the original draft of the movie, she was meant to come to Earth with Sonic, but then they scrapped that in favor of him being alone, which I do think makes more sense thematically, but anyway. But I feel like the original plan, because again, they don't make it very clear if she lived or not in the first movie. I think the idea was maybe they were thinking she would come back in a hypothetical sequel, but then they thought, nah, it would make more sense if we killed her off. Which again, I do think makes more sense. But either way, I always found it strange how Sonic never once mentions I'm in. You bitch, you just had me thinking about if that is ever mentioned or not. And earlier, I literally had to ask if they ever said Michael in the FNAF movie. Oh my god, I'm just going in all sorts of whipply whoop. Anyway, I'm going to put Sonic 2 up here on the tier list. Pretty high. I already had that clarified for me earlier. And then you already know which film I'm putting at the top of the tier list. Sonic 1 from 2020. Is it perfect? No. Is it a perfect adaptation of the games? No. But I love what they were going for. I think it's like how Ewok is never mentioned in Return of the Jedi, yet we know who they are. Once again, I just had to think about if Ewok is ever said, and sure enough, it isn't. What is wrong with me? Anyway, but... yeah, I know what's wrong with me. I'm getting kissy goo goo in DMs right now. Anyway. But... Sonic 1. Is it perfect? No. But it has something about it I just really love. It just has like a certain vibe to it. I don't expect Dark Knight levels of serious from the Sonic films. But man, I wish they didn't target babies to 5-year-olds and wrote that. That is a... You know what? I do agree, but that is still an insult. Jesus fuck. I wouldn't go that young. I would go 5 to 8. His name is never mentioned either. Yeah, we know him as the Orange Hood Ewok. Except I didn't know that outright. And I've seen Star. Anyway. But is this movie perfect? No. But it just has a certain vibe to it that I just love. I can't pinpoint it, but it just has a very great vibe to it. And it's a vibe that I feel has never been matched. Not by Sonic 2 and not by Knuckles. Wicket is one of my favorite characters. I like the ideas. They try a little bit, but after Knuckles, I used to be so... Yeah. I'm looking forward to Sonic 3. But after that, I don't know if I'll keep going. It depends. Not just on... I can just sense the lost potential. Sonic 1 is a 7 out of 10 for me. Yeah. Okay, but Sonic 1, it just has a special kind of vibe to it that I don't think has ever been matched. Not by Sonic 2, and definitely not by Knuckles. It is really its own movie. It's a good movie, but it suffers from the fact it's generic road trip. Knuckles is a good show, but not a good Sonic show. Honestly, I think that's why I was so positive to Knuckles, is the fact it was just dumb fun. Is it good? Is it what many of us were expecting? No. It's not a good Knuckles show. It's not a good Sonic show, but it was fun. It was funny. I just loved the stupidity of it. I just had a ball with it. So as long as it brings me novelty fun ha-has, I can't complain. Alright, we're going to take a brief little break here. It's time for the funny image. Again, brief little break to bring you the funny image. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer was dumb fun to me. But what made the movie was the one scene where the thing scares the bear. Come on, Guardians of the Galaxy is right there. Yeah, agree with both of you. Pizza, I need it, oh baby. There's your funny image. Anyway, but above my comment, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer was dumb fun to me. Yeah, I agree. I love TMNT 1990. We all do in this house. Anyway, but Sonic 1, I got a top above Fantastic. Is there something I'm missing? Oh, I did miss that. My apologies. Whoops. Sorry for not seeing that. The road trip part is what I mean by baby-level storytelling. A sci-fi character from space who fights a mad doctor who controls Star Wars-like ships. Let's put him in a car with a cop. Yeah, I just read the comment. But yeah, when you look at it that way, I do agree, but I mean, I'm not trying to defend them going in that direction when I say this, but it is kind of obvious they would do that, and it's even more obvious that a sequel would be more game accurate. So yeah. I love TMNT 1 and 2. Yeah. I would love to talk. Jim Henson puppets are too good. Always. Hey, look, that kind of connects to Five Nights at Freddy's. TMNT 2007, I saw in theaters. The only Ninja Turtles movies that I have any recollection of seeing in theaters would be honestly stupid. Yeah, and not even the fun kind of stupid, just complete stupid. But yeah, Sonic 1. Is it great? The puppets in 3 were bad. Yeah. Although I think Splinter, I could be wrong, but I think Splinter was the only one that did not get a redesign. The 4 Turtles definitely did. I watched the Bay films. That brings not as bad, honestly. I saw the first Michael Bay one. I don't know if I saw Out of the Shadows. And I saw Mutant Mayhem last year, and that's basically it. I don't know. I don't know what shoes I had on my head 9 nanocenturies ago. Splinter in 3 didn't even have half his body finished. Yeah, but it also looks like they just use like the same torso, like here. Yeah, but it also looks like they use the same puppet from here up as the previous 2. Again, I could be wrong, but it looks like that was the case. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. He just doesn't look nearly as ugly as the Turtles do, so I'm thinking it was just reused. Much like how Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation randomly reused some of the movie Foot Soldier costumes alongside new costumes, when the two look totally different. It feels like how cursed the mom looks into... You mean how cursed Toy Story 1 looks, like, in general? Like, Toy Story 1 is not a bad movie. It's a great movie, but did I say that it's aged well visually? Well, in the story department, it's aged really well, but visually it has not aged the best. It's finally starting to show its age. Yeah. Toy Story 1. Great movie, like, great music, great writing. Looks, has aged well in terms of the content. But 1995 was not ready for that. Andy's friends are just Andy clones, yeah. For me, it's just the mom who looks bad, because, yeah, Molly, though, the baby, oh God, she looks the worst to me. It's like that baby should, actually, though, out of the human characters, I think Molly looks the ugliest, but out of everything in general in Toy Story 1, Sid's dog is the definitive ugliest. Like, oh my god. Let's get a picture of him up on screen here. Yeah. Yeah, here we have the ugliest MFer ever put to film. The genuine, just ugly. She could have been the baby from Tin Toy. That is true. That baby looks like death. But here we have the ugliest MFer ever put to film. Bull Terriers are cute. Oh, I agree, but not this one. Like, what is up with those eyes? Oh my god. Why does he look like he wants to eat your bone marrow? Oh my god. Oh, and it's a Reddit post, even better. Let's read some Reddit. In Alright, r/shitty movie details. In Toy Story 1995, Sid the Kid's family owns a stupid dog named Scud. Originally, the dog was supposed to be named Stud, but they had to change it because someone approved of this, and it looks more like dog shit. Oh my god, actually, though. Like, who signed off on... I know it was 1995, but... Ah, yeah. Can we bring that up for a minute? I know we just got totally sidetracked, but yeah. Are we just going to ignore the fact that Sid's dad is, like, very abusive in Toy Story 1? Clearly the dog is abused, and clearly he's an alcoholic. But we just kind of, like... Fuck shit. Like, we just kind of, like... Everybody talks about what happened to Andy's dad in Toy Story, but we're just going to, like, ignore that. We're not even going to look at Sid's dad, who's, like, in the picture, but really shouldn't be. Okay. This just went so far out in left field. Oh my, no, like, this genuinely just went, like, I don't even know where to start. This just went, like... Oh my god. If the three of us ever meet in real life, we need to do a special live stream where we just watch Toy Story and we just try to pick out all of the just stupid details. Moo. Also, there's a tiny detail in Toy Story of terror. I'll wait for you to finish that. I'll let you talk about that while I do this. Terror is so good. I agree. I love how we just kind of went out in left field. The guy who... I actually did know that. I actually did know that already. Hey, look, something you knew that I did. Give the woman a prize. Anyway. Thing is, let me get that sick yeah. Y'all ever go to the closeout sale? Everything was a buck. I love how this went from a video game movie tier list to just Toy Story. And I don't mean that as a complaint. I do not mean that as a complaint. I think that's just amusing. Okay, this tiny detail tells an entire story that Al is obsessed with his collection and completing it. You know what? While we're on the topic of actually, I'll just quickly wrap up. Sonic 1 goes at the top of my tier list. So, pretend that I have Mortal Kombat 2021. There's my video game movie tier list. Alright, back to Toy Story, but I didn't want to leave that topic hanging, but back to Toy Story. Yeah, while we're on the topic of the Toy Story films and the tiny, insignificant details, why does Woody have a holster but no gun? Y'all never stop and think about that? The only purpose that holster has ever served was for Sid to put a match in. And even then, the match didn't do anything, so what was the point? Super Mario Logan. In a minute. No, but seriously, why does Woody have a holster but no gun? Now, you could make the argument, well, they didn't want to show a gun in a kid's movie. Can we agree Toy Story 4 is just bad? It's not the worst movie ever made, but it's also not necessary. Let's say that. Anyway, but I thought it was alright. Bonnie was my favorite. Honestly, yeah. But anyway, tell me, no, but like, you could make the argument, just unnecessary. Unneeded, unnecessary, she breaks her promise. You mean breaks her promise to Andy? Minor mistake. That's the biggest problem. I hope you catch your minor fuck up there. Anyway, let's get back on track here, but okay, but yeah, okay. Just making sure. Okay, but tell me this. Why does Woody have a holster but no gun? You could make the argument, your point does stand, but anyway, you could make the argument, well, they didn't want to show a gun in the kids' movie, except one of the first things you see in Toy Story 1 is a gun, Mr. Potato Head, and a gun. Andy would be very upset with her. Yes, he would. You could also make the argument, maybe they didn't want to show the good guy with a gun. Except one of Woody's built-in phrases is, reach for the sky, implying he has one. Combat Carl, yeah, him too. You could also I shall not put the blame on you. Anyway, but Combat Carl, cock. Anyway, Mark's Pizzeria. Did you know cock and cock? Anyway, this episode's just dissolved. Zurg 2. Like, granted, Zurg's is more of a weird, futuristic laser thingamajig, but oh yeah, Buzz has you are one of my favorite YTPs. You are grounded. Four-till cock. Ah! We have a cock. Not anymore. Not anymore. Sheesh. Why did you have to say sheesh? What? She is she. That is one of my favorites. In fact, I find that YTP to be more memorable and quotable than that entire original iCarly episode. In fact, that episode of iCarly is just terrible, because, like, it's like she meets this cute boy, but then, oh, you like toys? Fuck you. You're weird. Like, thanks for just insulting everyone. Classic. Okay. I don't know if I can show it on camera because Paramount, Viacom, but I think I can play the audio. Toys are cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, let's let Sylv do the talking. Sylv, cock, four-tail cock, four-tail cock. How old were you when you... That is not the issue. That is the issue. The issue is your tissue. I fucking hated how they portrayed Carly as justified and Drew as uncool. Yes! Like, don't teach that lesson to kids. Yes! Like, that whole episode... That YTP is amazing. That episode is terrible. Got it. That probably, honestly, is the worst episode of iCarly. Like, not gonna lie. Just with how shit the message is and everything. Remember, kids, you're stupid and uncool if you collect Lego. That is exactly the lesson that episode teaches. It's like, yeah, okay. I remember that episode. I will admit that episode had my favorite line. Is it bagels I didn't even want? Oh, that's the best line. I may be, or actually it's, I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid. Yeah, I guess the lesson that episode teaches is if you play with ponies, you're fucking weird. Yes, I did go as far as to show the photo. Don't trust me, ever. Part 1 is tolerable, but Part 2 is the worst. Jesse exposes my pony collection. And I'll fucking do it again. Okay, anyway. Okay, but, yeah, that, I love, we just went on so many tangents, I swear. This went from a video game to, oh wait, Part 2 is when Carly is a bitch, yep. I play with plush toys every day. Plushies are based, like, I'm not even, again, this is not a scripted show, I don't do this scripted, in character, nothing, but kind of going off track, I am not exaggerating when I say, like, plushies are both cute and based. Like, if you still like plushies and you still play with plushies, you are a cool person in my eyes. I sleep with stuffed Pikachu. I mean, I don't sleep with any, you know, currently, but, you know, I like plush toys. I mean, clearly. In fact, Garfy in the background is kind of a veteran because he was introduced on the preview. Oh yeah, Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Mangle are on my bedside. I hope you realize you said Fred did it instead of Freddie. Freddie Benson. I know, asshat. Okay, beside me right now are Red Yoshi, Chip from Sanrio, and Cat Peach. Well, I know what two of those are. Actually, you know, it's funny looking at the camera right now. There's like a plushie everywhere you look. Because look, right here where my hand is. So look, right there, right here, right here, and right there. There's plushies everywhere. Look up Chip from Sandwich. Okay, but I'm going incognito. When I say that, I'm not about to show one of those photos. I'm just showing a photo. This doesn't even look like a character. Doesn't even look like a character from the same franchise. What? Also, I'm a little confused what color this character is supposed to be, because only a few of the photos I see are blue, and then others are... No, seriously, I'm a little confused. Why are some of these depictions of him blue, and why are some of them white? No, like, what's his actual color? He is blue. Okay, well, I guess here's the white one. Reed. Okay. He is blue, but in one show he's white. White face. Anyway. Okay, it is 12:22. Show the blue one. Okay. Let me go back to the tab because I've already damn closed it. Oh. Oh, wait, the brightness. Lil Goober. Okay, probably the one subject of the sort that I am not super knowledgeable on. You know what, let's take this out the player. I just realized we've been idling on this for the last hour. Alright, what you saying here? He's Tuxedo Sam's best friend, but I think they're boyfriends. Listen, Deadpool has Vanessa in his life, but you can't tell me that Wolverine isn't also Daddy Weddy's boyfriendy. I mean, fucking shit. They are two fruity MFers, and they share an apartment with a dog. You cannot tell me that doesn't have gay written all over it. Discord? Okay. Yeah, don't go there. Even if you mean that as a joke, don't go there. That is like instant cancellation. Chip literally only appears with Tuxedo Sam. Okay, yeah. So yes, they are gay. Well, by that logic, I'm not gay enough, because do I have a Mexican standing right here? No, I do not. That's why I love them. SpongeBob and Patrick are... So have y'all not seen the Square Roots documentary about SpongeBob, which actually includes discussion on whether or not SpongeBob is gay? That logic I've seen so much. SpongeBob is asexual. Okay, no, but genuinely. Well, you can be a gay asexual, though. I didn't see. God. Why are we going here? This is just... What? Okay, anyway. Okay, we're gonna watch a video. Oh, actually, before we watch the video... Or actually, how long is this before I even start it? Okay, 3 minutes, okay. I guess we'll wrap this episode up with two things. First, I went to Dollar General earlier, and I picked up something. Because what was I supposed to do? Not. Now, you know me, right? You know what one of my worst habits is? Picking up multiple variations of the same movie. Here is kind of an example of that. Kind of. The Daniel Craig collection. DVD text up at the top there, hard to see though. MGM 007, the Daniel Craig collection. DVD logo. The back. This was originally released by 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment, but was later reissued by Warner Bros. Home Entertainment. Includes Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. Now, remember when I said that one of my worst habits is buying different editions of the same movie? Well, this is now my second copy of Casino Royale, my second copy of Quantum of Solace, my third copy of Skyfall, and my first copy of Spectre. Discord, show on camera, okay. Oh, it's them. But yeah, I went to Dollar General, though, and this is what I picked up. You can find some good DVDs at Dollar General. You just gotta really look for them. And I mean, I'd say this is a good one. Sure, it's not... sure, it's not Blu-ray, it's not 4K, but it's a good find. Now, am I done with copies of these stupid movies? No. I'm gonna keep going stupid. Okay, well, anyway, unfortunately, though, I almost missed the opening of Skyfall because I was constipated at the movies. Or Kobe Bryant and Wolverine. Comic accurate short king. Comic accurate short king. Anyway, we have a video to watch. I would say I remember the song for Skyfall more than the movie. Anyway, be honest, you do too. Don't we all? Even if we haven't seen... Anyway, I would say that we're going to unbox this tonight, but it's already 12:30 a.m., and Spider, our beloved, has already sent me a 3-minute and 16-second video to watch. So which do you think we're going to do? Watch the video or unbox a DVD? Which do you think? I'm, of course, totally bullshit, and we're going to watch the video. Look, God. This title. Logan getting mad and destroying his house, but the SML danger sound plays every time he wrecks. I don't watch enough Super Mario Logan to know, so this should be fun. His voice does not match his body. You can't even hear the sound over it. What a petty little bitch. Oh, and I would hate to interrupt, but he... I need to go, I have shit to do. No worries, have a day. Okay, I would hate to interrupt the video, but the fucking Squidward bold and brash on the wall is killing me. Just in the middle of this epic grown toddler rant. Oh god, the cheese balls. Oh my god. Is he normally this fucking insufferable? Later, Nika. Oh yeah, he's a psycho. Glad I'm getting my Super Mario Logan lore dump. I'm debating whether or not to send this to my mom with zero context. Like, no context, just send this to her raw. Just like, here you go. Wouldn't be the first bizarre video like this I've sent my mother. But yeah, for context, Logan is targeted by YouTube because of how often his videos are flagged and taken down. I'm not saying he deserves it, not at all, so do not interpret this as such, but looking at his psychotic man rage here, I wonder why. Oh my god. Call me. He looks fucking high in this. I love how he just has Homeland. Yeah, basically Homelander. Puppet, yeah. Well, that was a fun episode of The Boys. I don't even have a... I'm very concerned. I am very concerned. What is wrong with you? Okay. Yeah. Alright, it is... Well, I mean, turn up the volume, big boy, for the Freddy oh god. Well, actually, how long is this video? Because if it's like 10 minutes, then I ain't watching it. I would hate to sound like rude like that, but if it's... Okay, it's just 1 minute, thankfully. I'm a little scared to turn up the volume, because I just know. Divine boom sound every time. The face. Okay, turning down the volume there because copyright. This is so good because I don't have the context of the boys to back it up. Oh, these comments back to back are just amazing. Freddy's jaw movements are so uncanny and unnatural, and yet they manage to capture Homelander's personality and character perfectly. And this comment, which is just amazing. So this was today's collab. Alright. I was checking the battery life, but... Yeah, I don't even have a joke for that. I think that practically is the joke. Anyway. Homelander. Alright, we went on a lot of tangents on this episode. Just a lot of tangents, and I mean that in a good way. I was originally... Alright, I was originally going to unbox this DVD set on camera, but it's already 12:39 a.m. It's getting a little late for that, so I think we might save the unboxing for tomorrow, if that is fine. Even though that's pretty much 24 hours away, but either way, I think we might do that. So, sound good? Just save the unboxing for the next episode of this show. Even though you don't personally care for the unboxings, but still worth asking. And put these back on the shelf while I'm at it. Less end streamer. Okay, before we... I tire. Okay, but before we end this episode... I mean, we're about out of time anyway, but before we end this episode, I do still want to ask, do we have any topic suggestions for tomorrow night? Any topics you would like to hear about? If so, speak now or forever be tired. Funko Pops. Interesting topic, but I guess we'll go with that tomorrow. I guess. Well, yeah, we're at 99 minutes. This clock is about a minute behind this one, but I think that wraps up tonight's episode quite well. So, that's all the time we have for tonight. Come back tomorrow night for Funko Pops, I guess. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued, old short films. You know what? Old Funko Pops, or Funko Pops and old short films. I'll decide which tomorrow, but always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. Good night, and